President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a number of meetings with the Prime Minister and a number of ministers and high-ranking officials to review the construction situation of a number of projects held by the Engineering Authority across Egypt and means of maximizing the benefit of rain and the flooding waters in the irrigation of some crops. The details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a meeting on Saturday with the Presidential Advisor for the Urban Planning, General Amir Saeed Ahmed, the head of the Armed Forces Engineering Authority, General Ihab al-Far, and a number of senior officials. Presidential spokesman Bassam Radi said that the meeting discussed the construction situation of a number of projects held by the Engineering Authority in several governorates across Egypt. The meeting also reviewed the restoration and the renovation works of a number of shrines downtown Cairo, taking into consideration the architectural trends and preserving the spiritual and the historic patterns. Radi also said that the head of state gave his directives to resume efforts to develop and raise the efficiency of roads and access nationwide. The president also was briefed on the latest developments of the new car city as he instructed the executives to build a global car city. Later in the day, President al-Sisi held another meeting with Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, Minister of Irrigation and Water Resources Dr. Muhammad Abdelati, and the Minister of Agriculture Dr. Al-Sayyid Al-Qusayr, as well as the head of the Armed Forces Engineering Authority, General Ihab al-Far. Ambassador Radi said that the meeting tackled the means of maximizing the benefits of the rains and floods in the irrigation of some crops, as well as the national project of the seeds production. The head of state was briefed on the latest developments of the joint projects held by the Ministries of Irrigation and Agriculture, especially in Sinai and the North Coast, as well as several Red Sea areas. The meeting tackled efforts exerted to renovate and raise the efficiency of the old wells and building dams and administer a smart storage of the seasonal rains, water to be used in cultivating valleys and the natural fields. The president directed the ministers to resume coordinated efforts among different concerned bodies to develop the agricultural sector. Minister of Defense and Military Production Mohammed Zaki witnessed the final stage of the Joint Bright Star 2021 military exercises, which were held in Egypt with the participation of 21 countries. The details.
The multinational two-week-long military exercise Bright Star 2021 hosted by Egypt was wrapped up as the final phase of the drill was attended by Defense Minister Lieutenant General Mohammed Zaki, Army Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Mohammed Farid, as well as leaders of the main branches and senior commanders of the Egyptian Army. The drill kicked off on September 2nd at Mohammed Naguib Military Base in the Northern Military Region with the participation of 20 countries including Egypt and the United States. Armed Forces spokesperson Colonel Abdel Hafid said the defense minister conveyed the greetings of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the supreme commander of the armed forces, to all 20 friendly and brotherly countries taking part in the exercise. He also praised the participating forces' outstanding performance and their ability to undertake joint tasks in a professional way after making the best use of expertise transfer. The final phase of the drill's activities included a tactical live-fire shooting project with the participation of the various troops taking part in the drill. The exercise also included training activities on first aid and field medical evacuation of injured elements. The Bright Star drill is one of the most important joint training activities the General Command of the Egyptian Armed Forces is keen to implement in order to strengthen military relations between Egypt and many Arab and foreign countries, exchange expertise, and develop the leaders' and officers' skills.
Algerians mourn the passing of former President Abdelaziz Bouteflika, who has died aged 84. Bouteflika passed away more than 2 years after he stepped down under pressure from the mass protests and the army. A veteran of the Algerian War for Independence, he had ruled the country for 2 decades before his resignation in April 2019 after street demonstrations rejecting his plan to seek a 5th term. In Yemen, the Houthi militants executed 9 people they said were involved in the killing of a senior official in an airstrike by the Saudi-led coalition more than 3 years ago. The execution took place by a firing squad and was held in public early in the morning in the rebel-held capital of Sana'a. The Iranian-backed Houthis distributed the photos apparently showing the killings. The executions took place despite the repeated calls by the rights groups and lawyers to stop the killings and retry the suspects. The Pentagon has retreated from the defense of a drone strike that killed multiple civilians in Afghanistan last month, announcing that a review revealed that only civilians were killed in the attack, not a Daesh terrorists, as first believed. The details.
Relatives of the victims of a U.S. drone strike that wiped out 10 members of an Afghan family in a tragic mistake on Saturday demanded a face-to-face apology and compensation.